Hello everyone, my name is the Emerald, and today we're going to be making a very quick video on something that I've just learned of I think an hour ago-ish? No, about half an hour ago, sorry. Sorry, I was up for, Dokkan, and, this just popped up right as well, about to go to sleep, so, yeah, we're talking about this real quickly. So, HSR 3.6, 4th endgame content. I'll talk about my feelings on this, and we'll go over exactly like what this can entail, but we'll go through it all. So, posted by Galaxy and credit to Taiga. So about the 4th endgame, which is coming in 3.6, this is the version after next patch. So in roughly about 7 to 8 weeks, we should see this game out, or at least in about 7 to 8 weeks, we'll actually see it in game. In about 2 weeks, we should see some more leaks on it, and more information on it. So, you can obtain limited time rewards such as an exclusive avatar frame and outfit. Interesting. The challenge consists of 3 trial stages and 1 final stage, requiring you to form 3 separate teams to take on the battles. I don't know if it's saying I need 3 separate teams for each stage. So for example, like I need to make 3 teams for 1 stage, and then those characters come back and I can use another 3 teams for this, or is it saying like these 3 teams attribute to this? I'm not too certain. But I assume considering it's saying requiring you to form 3 separate teams to take on the battles, I assume it means like for each stage you do. I assume, but we'll see. Once the Trailblazer has full start records in Memory of Chaos, Pure Fiction, and Apocalyptic Mirage. It's Shadow, isn't it? Yeah, it's Apocalyptic Shadow. Interesting. I guess this might be a translation thing. This mode will be unlocked, allowing you to face off against powerful enemies. So these can be achieved across different versions. So that means, like, let's say you got, like, max stars in Pure Fiction, like, a patch ago. And then, like, for Memory of Chaos, like, maybe, like, 2 patches ago you got this, and then you just got Apocalyptic Shadow this patch. It'll count, I assume. I don't know if it'll take effect, like, for anything beforehand. I'm not too certain, but we'll see. Okay, so there's already HomDigiCat. Once again, thanks a lot for the leaks and everything. He has like a place set for it. We don't have any information on it yet, but when it'll come out. It's called Inharmonious Arbitration, which is a pretty sick name if you ask me. So yeah, that's it for like what we exactly know of the endgame itself. There's not much because it was just like there's just crumbs of it. We'll actually get more info on it in a couple weeks when 3.6 beta starts. But yeah, they might also talk about in the live stream. They have done that before, but I don't know if they will. We'll have to see. I will most likely be live streaming that thing, so we'll see. But yeah. Let's talk about what this entails, what this could mean. So, this is one thing that is a bit controversial, I think, overall. People are very mixed on endgame content and how easy it is to clear, right? There's no easy way for me to show this. I guess the best way to go is to go to my Hoya lab to show this, because there's no way to look back on personal, not on, like, all stuff. So it's in the Battle Chronicle. Yeah, hold on, let me pull up the Battle Chronicle. Let's pull up we'll have to scroll down a little bit because we can't look at all of it, but for example, if we scroll down, yeah, right here. So Forgotten Hall, you can see that I have gotten 36 stars on both. For Pure Fiction, I've gotten 12 stars, and Pocket, I got 12 stars. For me personally, I don't find the endgame content that crazy difficult. Obviously, again, like, you look at the characters I'm running, right? Like, I have E2 Jade, like E1 Tribby, right? Like, as you can see, like, I'm running like these really good characters. So like, I'm not gonna immediately just go out and say, oh yeah, it's so easy, everyone should beat it. No, I don't think that. Because it's not asking just to beat stage 12, it's asking to have full stars. So you have to be in 10 cycles. So, which is not something everyone can do, right? However, some people find it easier than others. I have not spent much money in this game. I would say maybe at most, like, I don't know, $50, maybe $100 if, like, we're really pushing it. I only ever spent money for, what's it called? I spent money on the Express Supply Pass and like one Battle Pass that had Sparkle on it. That's it. Maybe one way back when the game first came out, because those icons were good, but not anymore. So there's that. But outside of that, it's just I've been using all this. This is what I've been using for everything. So I personally don't find it hard, but some people do, right? Obviously, some people do, and they might not have full 36 stars in MOC, right? Also, since it's the new 12 floors, if you don't remember, Memory of Chaos actually had to add an extra extra couple floors, to match up with I believe it was Pure Fiction or Apocalypse Shadow, one of the two. To match up with the rewards again, they added more to MOC. So those old floors that they had are the ones where you might have like 30 stars, 24. I don't think they're useful anymore. So there's that. And also, like, again, these game modes are generally like tailored toward different things, right? Memory Chaos this is like the most normal. This is like actual team compositions. You'll have like 2 waves, you fight it out, done deal, right? Pure Fiction is more for AoE based characters, so erudition, right? This game mode was specifically made, and I am like 95% certain on this, and if you disagree, that's fine, but when Pure Fiction was made, it was made to make erudition as a path more viable to go for, right? Before the Herda and Rappa came out, before these two came out, this is what you were dealing with. When it came out, you had this. None of these characters were good except maybe Jingyuan with Sparkle, but she wasn't out yet, so nothing, right? These characters were getting outshadowed, they're like just outshined, just overlooked, so they needed something to do, right? So that's what they did. They did exactly that. I forgot it takes to the window. I'm going to listen to that, but it's fine. But yeah. This was made to make erudition strong, like actually useful, and they did do that. I mean, if you actually look at the HP threshold, though, you could see it's increased heavily over the past couple of patches, which is, just fun, But yeah, that's what this. And Apocalypse Shadow is solely focused on break, right? It's if you have to break the opponent, and when you do, they become uber weak, and then you can easily just deal with them like no problems, right? If you can't break them, then it's pretty hard to actually do anything. They have a lot of damage reduction, they have a lot of HP, right? And unless you're doing like true damage and really good true damage, it's not enough. So there's that. So if you don't have certain like characters for certain things, it could be much harder for other people, right? And I don't really like the idea of signing up for a character just to complete an endgame content. Like I don't think anyone should ever have to do that. You should never have to summon for a character to be able to do endgame content, like at least like to beat it or something. Like that should never be the case ever. But yeah, welcome to Star Rail. I should like that. They will make buffs to where the new characters will work really well with it, but there should never be a point where they force you to be like, hey, if you don't get this character, you literally cannot use game mode, right? So you could see, like, for example, like let's look at the Pure Fiction. Like, for example, like, this is what I used, right? The only most recent characters are the Cryosos heirs, and you don't even need Cypher for this one. You can run anyone else here, I think. You still use Food Trend for this. Like, this one is pure just, like, Quantum going off, Cryosos heirs, all that. So, yeah. There's that. I think it's really interesting they're forcing you to actually full clear all 3 game modes, which is pretty interesting. But the biggest thing, at least that I have concern with, is why are we adding more endgame? I don't think anyone was complaining about endgame like as like oh, we need more. I don't think anyone was complaining about that. And if you were complaining about that, please show yourself. I really do need to know, because personally speaking, like, listen, I have no problems with like these game modes as a whole, but I do think they should not take up, like, this should not be the reason why we don't have events. This game struggles with events. As it stands right now, we are currently on the 5th week of 3.4, which is supposed to be one of the biggest patches ever, because it's not only one of the most hyped characters for Amphorius, but also the fake collab. So tell me why I've been bored for the past 2 weeks. Well, actually, no, 3 weeks, actually. They tell you, oh, an 8-hour story is supposed to get you through the entire 6 weeks. No, it should not. 8 hours of story to get me through 6 weeks? You're crazy. You're absolutely insane if you think that. It's fine if you take breaks within the story, that's fine, but it should not keep you through 6 weeks of a game thing. And it didn't help that the Fate stuff was horribly executed. That's maybe for another day, but yeah. So I don't know why exactly they're adding another endgame content instead of just more events overall, right? One reason we could actually, you know what? Yeah, we'll make this two problems. We'll talk about the lack of events. The lack of events is just not fun, and part of the reason is the endgame content. The endgame content gives a lot of jade itself, and I guess they're afraid of adding more events because of that. But that feels like a BS move anyway, so I don't know. Another reasoning is the Divergent universe. I have no problems with the Divergent universe. I think it's fine. It's really helpful. It's really cool to do this new stuff. But they always increase the levels every couple of patches, and that in turn is their reasoning of saying, oh yeah, we don't need to add more events. This is an event, which it isn't, because you're not going back to it every single day. And even if you do, you beat it in like a week if you do it every day, right? If you do it, usually people do it every week to get the rewards, right? But that's not content. That's just you're doing your normal thing and then you're just getting rewards out of it. That's not an event. That's just, what you're already doing. So yeah, I don't really get that too much. The lack of events really doesn't help. It doesn't really help that they're adding a fourth endgame content to this. Is this going to change the number of jades we get through all this? I don't know. Is it going to increase it? Because right now, if you full clear every patch of MOC, Pure Fiction, and Apocalyptic Shadow, you get 2,400 jades, which is enough. It's about multi and I think a half, if I did that math right. Yes, multi and a half. Yes. So it's nice. I'm not saying it's bad. Just like, how much is this gonna give? Is it gonna give like 800 as well? So is it gonna get 800 as well? Like, I don't know. That'll put you at 3,200, which is enough for 2 multis. So is that what they're gonna do? Like, I don't know. Also, do I have like? It says, I assume like once you unlock it for once, you keep it unlocked forever. I assume so anyway. What happens to people who just can't unlock it? Like, do they just miss out on everything? It's like, oh, better luck next time. Like, do these avatar frames or outfits go anywhere else when they leave? Or is it like, you missed out the first time, bye-bye? I don't know. It's kind of weird. I do think it's unique that they're asking you to make 3 teams. Because most contests ask for only 2 teams. But then the problem becomes, well, let's say you've hyper-focused 2 teams, and you don't really have a third, this may become problematic, right? For example, if we pull up the data, we can pull up the character list here. I don't want to pull up the thing again. So, like, if you look at old characters, like Finon Sarager as a team, right? Like, Archer Monoquantum as a team. Dot will become a team when Hislands comes out. The Herda Erudition is a team, right? Break isn't a very iffy spot, but you can run it. Akron is a team. Like, how strong are these old teams going to be against new game mode? Like, is Firefly going to do anything against this team? Or is Break just worthless, right? Is Erudition the name of the game? Or is it not? Who knows, right? Are the enemies going to be fast enough for Doc to be worthwhile? Who knows, right? So it's a matter of, like, will these teams that have game modes that work for them not work in the game mode or not? Like, who knows? That's what I want to say. I want to make this a little quick. 14 minutes, yeah, it's quicker than that. It's a lot longer than Hobby, but I just want to talk about this. I'm not the biggest fan of them adding a 4th endgame content, because we already have 3 and we have a lack of events. But I am curious to see what they go about it with. So, there's that. Anyway, that's it for this video. Let me know in the comments down below if A, you're excited for this endgame, or B, what you think of it overall, what, like, your opinions on it. Personally, I'm like very in the middle. Like I don't know. Like I'll see more on like what they do with it, see what teams are actually viable for it and all that. But I'll say that we'll see. I hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.